premiums will double for many of the people that are on it. And I was looking into it. 3/4 of these people will.
Okay, this is good. Holding Trump's feet to the fire like this is pretty crazy. I'm gonna be honest. It's somewhat unexpected.
Voters eager for new leadership. Mamdani's main rival, independent candidate and former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, pitched his experience.
Who has solutions that can actually work, and who has the ability to make those solutions a reality?
The race has captivated New Yorkers. Early voting ended Sunday with more than 735,000 ballots cast, far more than during the last race for mayor in 2021. And across the river in New Jersey, former President Obama campaigned for the Democratic candidate for governor, Mikey Sherrill, who's locked in a tight race with Republican Jack Ciattarelli. As Trump has pushed Republicans to redraw congressional maps in states like Texas, Democrats across the country are counting on California voters to approve new congressional maps favoring liberal candidates.
Why are we all here? We're here because Donald Trump is an historic president.
Yeah, we got a yes on 50 in Los Angeles as well, in California in general, for redistricting. I hope all the HasanAbi heads in California have voted. I early voted. I voted yes on 50, Proposition 50, so that California can be the defender of the left flank party, the protectorate of democracy. I'm in favor of this. I already said it. Fight fire with fire, and I think it's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do, and I know that there's some people who are like, well, oh, you just want like more Democrats in office, like you're sheepdogging people into the Democratic Party. Whatever you say, I don't give a shit. I hate the Republicans. I don't like conservatism. I will fight against fascism with whoever is on my side. That's it. I take this shit a little bit more seriously than others, I think. Oh, hold on.
He's an historically unpopular president.
Now, these elections tomorrow may be an early test of how voters feel about President Trump, his party, and the Democrats before the midterm elections 1 year away, guys.
We're now in the home stretch of election season. Early voting is over. Tomorrow marks the general election day.
Right now, the polls seem to be all over the place. The new Atlas poll has Mamdani up by only 6 points, but an Emerson College poll shows Mamdani up by 25 points just days ago. Aziza Schuler is live outside City Hall with more. Aziza.
Good morning, Mary and Chris. With polls tightening, Cuomo, Sliwa, and Mamdani spent their final day of early voting crisscrossing the 5 boroughs, sweeping up as many voters as possible. An intense mayoral race fueled by back-and-forth verbal attacks. The candidates not easing up on Sunday before Election Day. At Union Grove Missionary Baptist Church in the Bronx, Andrew Cuomo once again using his 2 decades of experience as a weapon to cut down Zohran Mamdani's edge over him.
You need to have somebody who has the experience to do it. That's what I do. I don't do a lot of things well in life. You don't want to hear me sing. You don't want to see me dance. You don't want to see me swing a golf club. But I know how to make government work. I know how to make change. I've been doing it since I was 18 years old.
In Harlem, Mamdani fired off a shot at Cuomo.
I'm running to be the next mayor of New York City, and one of my opponents, Andrew Cuomo, has spent these final days of this race not content with being Trump's puppet, but now seeking to become Trump's parrot.
Curtis Sliwa, holding on to nearly a quarter of voters, refuses to back down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got guests in the building. Brace Beldon in the building.
I'm going on the bed.
Okay, one of you on the bed. I ordered another chair as well, but yeah.
Where the fuck are you gonna put the other chair?
Here, somewhere like that. I don't know. We got MERO in the building. Yeah. We have. No, I already said it. I said it no, earlier.
That's all good.
Hold on. Let me also change the noise gate. Let me shut off the noise gate real quick so that people can hear you guys. So we started off today's broadcast by looking at the latest in the race. There's an Atlas poll that just recently came out, and even in the Atlas poll, it still shows Zohran winning, but it's the one that's like closest between. Atlas Intel's poll shows Andrew Cuomo catching up to Zohran by like 4 or 5 points, basically within the margin of error. and it's been causing some alarm. But you guys, you have your ear to the ground. You're out here. You're on the streets. You've been part of the campaign. Not me. I don't know Zohran at all. Obviously, famously, I am unfamiliar with this.
I actually don't.
Yeah.
So I am the only person here who's neutral.
Yeah.
And I do know
Well, I don't either.
Sliwa.
That's okay. What would you say? Is there any validity from your anecdotal evidence on whether or not this poll has any veracity?
Wait, let me see the poll.
It says Mamdani leads with 43.9% of the vote, plus 3.3 since October 30th, while Cuomo, independent, trails close behind 39.4%, up plus 5.4 since October 30th, with Sliwa dropping 8.6. The gap between Mamdani and Cuomo decreased to 4.5 percentage points.
I feel like it's like another listen, everybody in this chat. Well, I mean, not everybody in this chat because not all of y'all from New York. If the young people come out, it's a lock, bro. It's a lock.
Yeah.
Because I feel like younger people vote early. They're more active early. Obviously, in the primaries, they're super active.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, man, like the old heads, they come out on election day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they just pick whatever's there. So
I've been saying that I think Zohran is going to outperform expectations with the older votes as well.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are underestimating how much motion he has with the plus 55. Like, especially the unks and aunties in communities that are like historically underpolled, specifically like the Muslim aunties and unks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that from that perspective, I have a lot of confidence that he will outperform even the most like liberal estimations that like even my point is like I don't think the momentum for like older voters is necessarily favoring Cuomo in the way that people expected.
Yeah, I feel like, first of all, polls are fake because the last polls said that Cuomo would win. Which I think is funny because, like, I think people are freaking out because now all the polls say Zohran's going to win, so they're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit, yo, we got to put out some...
But, like, I feel like every election just shows that polls, like, kind of, like, you know...
Hey, bro.
Also, what the fuck is... I don't know about polling companies. Is Atlas Intel, like, a real one? Because a lot of times...
It is.
Okay, it is. All right,
It's a legit one, but, like, they're saying that they're a somewhat more conservative, and the idea is that, like... I mean, it's such an outlier. It's such an outlier that people are saying like it's not. There's no shot that is the case here.
I mean, I think that the reality is, I think Zohran kind of does need to win with 51% of the vote because if he doesn't, they're just gonna say the whole time like, well, he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like most people didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
The pop-up, yo. Oh man, not the election was rigged.
Yeah.
In New York,
they're gonna do it for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the way it goes is. Even if he wins by like, let's say, my final lock is like he gets 54%, right? They're gonna say, oh well, that's not a comfortable margin of victory that even Eric Adams received, and that he doesn't have the popular mandate, and they will totally act oblivious to the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been pumped into like constant fucking oppo, constant attack ads. And also a spoiler that is supposed to be like a Democrat establishment foothold here. Like they won't act as though that was important in this race. So
they spend so much money doing that shit, bro. I am astounded, bro. Like the terror on these motherfuckers, man.
It's crazy because I was like, if I was gonna spend money, I guess you spend on like ads being like, yo, he knows Hasan.
yo, he knows.
Yeah, that's what you.
I know. I would have made a way meaner ad. If I had Hasan Zohran attack ad, would be like
AI videos of us like
hanging out with a Twitch streamer. I'm like, what is
hanging
going
out,
on
hanging
here?
out in a bathtub together.
Yeah, exactly.
sipping
Oh
wine.
no, yeah, absolutely.
It's not wine, it's blood.
Yeah.
It's like you're drinking Christian blood.
But
in a bathtub.
Would I drink Christian blood? In a bathtub?
You know what I mean? I guess that's like a different kind of Twitch streamer, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's a cake streamer.
That's big Cricks, yeah.
That's what they do. That's what they do over at Kick.
That's Rumble shit.
But
yeah.
I mean, if I was Zohran, I would have panicked like a month ago and just like promised some horrible thing that I could never do. Like I'd be like, gambling's legal.
Yo,
You
we're
know
gonna
what I mean?
legalize
Like,
gambling, and yo, we're gonna
make Hasan illegal to enter the New York City.
Yeah, facts.
City lines.
Can the mayor of New York deputize someone like as a sheriff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He should. Yeah, I'm like saying like,
it's your boy.
Zohran, if you win, you owe these two gentlemen everything.
No, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know me.
But if you lose, on the other hand, it's also their fault. But if you win, deputize maybe.
Come on.
Yeah, deputize Sliwa.
Give me. Yeah, well, no, that actually would.
That would be low key fire because all his ideas are terrible except for one.
Make him the rat czar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The little cat colony shit where it's like, yo, we're gonna control the rat population with feral cats.
I
fuck with that.
With all the cats that wear like the red berets, make the cats wear the red berets, like the militant guardian cat. Like that's literally what he said. He wanted to do like the guardian angels, but for cats. But basically, it all ties back to just like saying like fuck Islam, fuck Muslims, that type of shit. But yeah, here's two things that we're gonna talk about. One, this didn't even get a lot of coverage, but Spectrum actually interviewed me at the Zohran rally that took place.
Who did?
With AOC Spectrum One. And here is their
fitting name for someone to interview you.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel it out.
Reiterating criticism for Zohran Mamdani's association with online personality Hasan Piker, who said America, quote, deserved 9/11.
Hasan Piker was invited to.
What is
Zohran
someone responds with like no one knows him or something? What are they saying here?
Hasan Piker was invited to.
I don't know what they're
Zohran
saying there.
Mamdani's rally yesterday, or he was at the rally. I think that is insulting to all New Yorkers.
New York One spoke to Piker Sunday night at Mamdani's campaign rally about Cuomo's criticism.
I think it's totally appropriate for Zohran to condemn those remarks. I mean, I've apologized for those remarks all the way back in 2019.
He slammed Cuomo for getting Bill Maher's endorsement, highlighting the comedian's 2001 comments when he compared the U.S.'s military actions to that of the 9/11 hijackers, arguing they were not, quote, cowardly.
I don't think that anyone would say, oh, how could you get endorsed by Bill Maher? Oh, once after 9/11 said those people that flew the planes in the towers were brave. Those were the remarks of Bill Maher 2 weeks after 9/11.
Well, obviously, Bill Maher said it. Joel Santana said it.
You know what's crazy about that is like the point I was trying to make is that like this is happening because like Zohran is Muslim and I'm Muslim, not because of like whatever I've said in 2019, far before I knew who the fuck Zohran Mamdani was or interviewed him. And the reason, what the fuck? I don't know who that is at the door. We got the police. But basically, my point was, you know, Bill Maher said far worse shit about 9/11. No one is bringing that up for Cuomo at all. All right, let's continue.
Last night, 60 Minutes interview with President Trump. Here's what the president had to say about Democrat Zohran Mamdani and what he might do if Mamdani wins.
Late last night, Andrew Cuomo received Donald Trump's endorsement. If elected as mayor, our city will only descend deeper into a darkness that has forced too many of our neighbors to flee and made it impossible for working people to live lives of dignity. Now, I cannot transform City Hall alone. As we walked the bridge this morning, I held one corner of the banner that you see here, but I could not hold it on my own. I needed my partners in labor. I needed my partners in elected office. I needed my partners in everyday New Yorkers who are sick of being let down by those that they elect. And I needed them to help me carry this banner and to help
The fuck? Someone's at the door?
me carry this light. Election day looms, my friends. More than 735,000 New Yorkers have already voted. And countless more will decide tomorrow what kind of leadership they want to define the next 4 years. Every voter will consider something different. But ultimately, the question before us is very simple. Morning versus night. Do we want it to be morning again in New York? The sun on our skin and the possibility inherent and innate to every new day? Or do we want to shiver in the night cast by a politics of fear and self-enrichment? Our time has come, New York. Our time is now. Thank you very much.
So we're obviously going to watch the Trump 60 Minutes conversation. But before we do that, Hakeem Jeffries, the sexual panther himself, the sex panther himself, was on Jake Tapper on State of the Union. And he was asked some questions about Zohran Mamdani and whether he represents the future of the Democratic Party. And the reason why I'm saying, like, I'm just going to give you a trigger warning because, like, you rarely ever see two DILFs in the same room like this. So the aura is palpable. I know it is going to make a lot of you nut instantly. So I'm just issuing a warning ahead of time. I do not want you to nut. I need you to lock in and be serious. It's going to be difficult, and I understand it, but we are going to show the sex god, Hakeem the sex god Jeffries. It's No Nut November. I know it's going to be difficult. I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. Let's take a look.
Elections coming up in just 2 days. Governor's race in Virginia, governor's race in New Jersey, and then the mayor of the city in which you live, New York, New York. You've already cast your ballot for mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani. Do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No, I think the future of the Democratic Party is going to fall, as far as we're concerned, relative to the House Democratic Caucus and members who are doing a great work all across the country as it relates to our need to both take back control of the House, but in doing so, make sure that we're communicating to the American people like we understand you deserve better than the country that you have received. Donald Trump and Republicans have gone way too far.
Like, he could have still done the... It's so funny. He is such a fucking AIPAC stooge that he took his sweet-ass time to endorse Zohran, and he cannot get himself to say that Zohran's politics are a force for good, because if all of his donors are going to yell at him, right? And it's hilarious. Like, there is a better way to message here without like a full-throated endorsement. You could have literally said, Zohran Mamdani is running on an affordability candidacy. He's running on an affordability campaign, which was a promise that Donald Trump had made that he never actually followed through on. And so, yes, in that sense, of course, all of the Democrats are going to do right by working class Americans that are working tirelessly to make ends meet. That's all you got to say. You can even go so far as to tie it back to the actions of the Democratic Party in Congress right now. Much hay has been made about the government shutdown and why the Democrats are doing this. The reason for why we're doing this is because we want to save both Democratic voters and Republican voters from the treacherous grip of the Republican Party that cast aside regular American workers every day at the interests of corporate investments. Okay? One of the issues of that keeps coming up in the affordability crisis is the unaffordable nature of healthcare in this country. And the reason why right? I'm Hakeem Jeffries, the Sex Panther. The reason why we are trying to get Donald Trump to the table here is to save tens of millions of Americans from having their insurance premiums go up by 300%, 400%. The idea that the Republicans are refusing to bargain with this and instead dangling the starvation of 42 million Americans, 16 million children is alarming. It is mind-boggling. I've never experienced an administration that refuses to take care of its own voters and its own citizens in general. Okay? That right there is the way he should be communicating this. Hakeem Jeffries, on the other hand, unfortunately, is one of the worst spokespeople I've ever encountered. It's actually psychotic how bad he is. But Zohran had a really funny response to it. Here, I mean, I guess we'll just watch. Holy shit, it's got 60K likes. CNN approached Zohran Mamdani in one of his fucking campaign spots campaign stops.
Hakeem Jeffries was asked this morning if you're the future of the Democratic Party. He said no.
Good to know.
Do you have a response?
No, I'm focused on the next 2 days.
Do you think you're the future of the Democratic Party?
I don't dare predict the future. That's why I'm out here canvassing to deal with my anxiety to get through the tape of the future of 9 p.m. on Tuesday.
That's what the fuck his response was. Pretty
The need
perfect.
to run through the tape. Are you feeling confident? And are you feeling
Here,
confident?
this is like the rest of it. Hold
They're
on,
at
let's
church.
see.
They're all New Yorkers who are struggling to afford this city. They deserve a mayor.
Here, we'll watch
The club
full
last
thing.
night, 6 of them in Bushwick, right? At church this morning, more church this morning, now the marathon.
Look, we've got 2 days left. We have to try and speak to every single New Yorker we can find, whether they're at the club, whether they're here at the marathon, whether they're at church. They're all New Yorkers who are struggling to afford this city. They deserve a mayor who sees them for what they are, which is the people that should be served by City Hall, not actually sacrificed by them in the pursuit of personal freedom from the Donald Trump administration.
You talked about the need to run through the tape. Are you feeling confident? And are you feeling confident that you can break that 50?
I am feeling confident, but I'm not feeling complacent. I can tell you that having run this marathon, the final miles are the most difficult ones, and I am thankfully in a better position than I was when I was running it in terms of this race. But we know that today it comes down to how many doors do we knock? How many calls do we make? How many people go out there and vote? And so, as incredible as this is, the best parts of the day so far have really been speaking to canvassers, because those are the people who are on the front lines of spreading our message that the most expensive city in America doesn't actually have to be this hard. It can actually be affordable.
Last question.
Yeah.
How will you try and unite the community, unite New Yorkers? This has been a somewhat divisive race. There's been divisive rhetoric.
Yeah, not on his end. The fuck has he done? No, actually, like, this is what's so frustrating about this conversation is, like, he doesn't talk about how he's gonna be only a mayor for, like, specific New Yorkers at all. As a matter of fact, he constantly says, I'm the mayor of all New Yorkers. I love New York. I live in New York. This is what I care about. I want to make the city more affordable for everyday New Yorkers so they don't have to leave the city. The only reason why Zohran is divisive is because he's Muslim. That's it. That's it. He's a Muslim dude who holds, remember, the majority opinion on Israel. And not just like the majority opinion for the Democratic Party, because he owns the overwhelming majority opinion on the Democratic Party side. He owns the overwhelming majority opinion on the independent side. And he owns the majority opinion on Israel in general, even amongst when you factor in the Republicans. So what has he done that is even remotely divisive? What has he done that is even remotely divisive? What has he said that's even remotely divisive? Nothing, right? Not even a little bit. The only thing that could be considered divisive is that he's doing all this while being Muslim. Okay? That's it. That's it. Maybe he's divisive to the corporate interests and the corporate donors, the real estate lobbying groups, and billionaires. He's divisive for those who want to maintain a stronghold of pro-Israel sentiment in New York City. But that's not the majority position at all. Just like the majority position isn't the rich should keep getting richer in this fucking city. The overwhelming majority, why does he change his accent depending on who he talks to? Lovely question. It's called code switching. It's something that people of color do. It's something that people who grew up in different countries do all the time. I hope this actually answers your question. It's just something that people do. Okay? White people discover code switching. Yeah, I know. It's very, very sinister. Except Southern white people do it all the fucking time as well. For those of you who don't know, Southern white people do it all the time as well. They have a way thicker accent when they're amongst their own family members in the South that they switch off of when they're in the city.
It's been 5 years since President Trump appeared for an interview on 60.
I do want to remind you guys that 60 Minutes is a formative reason for why CBS News was sold to the Ellisons, and that Barry Weiss has complete editorial control over 60 Minutes now. And even then, it's not going to be as oppositional for that reason. And I'll point out some of these moments where there is like journalistic malpractice here. He touched on Barry. Wait, what? Anyway, we'll get the way. That is the method. Oh, well, 401ks are doing well. Oh, okay. A meager increase in the 401ks of people which is, again, already a smaller percentage of the working class than in general. But that doesn't mean that people are doing well. Financially, they're not. They're not better off. Yeah. Groceries, the greatest word of the English language. No one's ever thought of the word grocery before until me. I brought the grocery. Sociopath, dude. Absolute fucking sociopath. I cannot, like, it is such an insane thing to say. Not far enough. What do you want him to just like shoot people on the fucking streets? What? That's the only thing that they haven't done. Well, they have done that, actually. Never mind. They have shot and killed people. They've gotten into deadly car accidents. They've shot and killed people. What are we doing? More of this, please. More of this. This will be the best solution. I cannot believe it, dude. Insane. Yeah. No, I mean, he's just saying it. It's like, while he brought up on the campaign trail that these are all like rugged criminals, they're rapists, monsters, decapitators. Obviously, the people that actually do the crimes, they used to get prosecuted under the Biden administration as well. The notion that like the Biden admin wasn't fucking prosecuting criminals is ridiculous, right? If they were undocumented. And that is the reason why he has opened up the floodgates of mass deportation, because that was the ultimate goal. It was not for some real crime prevention reason. It was because they want to make America and American demographics more racially harmonious, more racially pure, right? In air quotes, I'm saying that. Like that is the heart of white nativist immigration policy. That's it. If only there was one fucking major party out of the two that consistently actually held Trump's feet to the fire when he was running with this lie, even in an effort to defend themselves and their track record on this, their past performance on this, and maybe even nominally brought up the idea that this is a nation of immigrants. Americans are, immigrants are our neighbors. Well, I was innocent and they indicted me. Well, you're also convicted. I don't think those people are going to get convicted, ironically enough, because the cases that you put together are so haphazardly thrown together and so fucking stupid. I'm glad I don't live in that country. Well, the problem is, as I've repeatedly explained, what happens here inevitably comes down your doorstep as well, unfortunately. That's just the nature of American dominance. We do fuck shit here. That fuck shit inevitably makes its way to you as well. I mean, look at Venezuela. This is just one example. Unfortunately, for the rest of the world, America's insanity cannot be isolated. The auto pen. I love that he's like, get this. You're gonna love this one. I don't know this man. It's like, okay, bitch, you pardoned him though. Fuck you mean you don't know this man? Wasn't that the whole thing with Joe Biden? He's doing auto pen. I've literally heard this man straight up look to a camera and be like, Biden doesn't know what he's doing. He's pardoning all these criminals. He doesn't know who they are. Only to turn around and be like, but it's okay when I do it. It's actually really good when I do it. This shit makes me so mad because there's no, like, hypocrisy obviously doesn't work with these guys. They don't give a shit, but it still pisses me off. You know, seeing it in action is just, brother, what are we doing? What the hell are we doing, bro? Actually, what are we doing? Yeah, 40 billion to Argentina, but the fucking finance capital of the country, sorry, can't give you money because you voted wrong. No other administration could get away with this kind of insanity. It makes me so fucking mad. He just doubled down on those statements 30 minutes ago saying he's withholding federal funds if Mamdani wins. No, the fuck he won't, okay? Suck my dick. This motherfucker is straight up trying to engineer the outcome of the election by saying he will illegally withhold funds to New York City and New York State. Understand what's taking place here. Unfucking believable, dude. Yeah, someone said this motherfucker's threatening sanctions on his own country. The city that he grew up in. Incredible work. Question, why did Trump make the distinction and correct her in saying communist? That's a Trumpism. That's all that is. Maybe in his mind he thinks it makes it scarier or something. I don't fucking know. I don't really care necessarily. I do find it very funny that they're at least making the distinction between regular Democrats and socialists now. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind it. I know that a lot of establishment Democrats fucking hate it because they also personally hate socialists. But the very fact that there's a distinction being made here is good. It's just socialism is no longer the same scary word that it once was.
The story will continue in a moment.
I swear to God, he's jelly beans, bro. I mean, I don't know if there's any veracity to the statement as far as like whether or not Russia and China are actually engaging in like nuclear detonations. I feel like it's probably made up because everything he says is made up. And also there would be, I think there's like, there's patterns. Like it's not a thing that you can hide. Nuclear testing is not a thing that it's not a thing that you can hide. Because there are seismic patterns that pick up on it, like earthquake detection mechanisms that pick up on that kind of seismic activity. There's also, I think, like global radiation. Like, it's just not a thing. Like, bro, you couldn't hide that shit in like the 60s and 70s. How the fuck would you? The first nuke test that took place had a global impact, right? The famous Kodak films that were destroyed as a consequence of not like the public detonation of the nukes. I'm talking the first test detonation of a nuke had a global impact that was noticeable. Like we know what that looks like. So I don't know if this is real or not. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, I'm not inclined to believe that Donald Trump is saying the truth anyway, because he never does. But especially on this case, I feel like if they were actually detonating nukes, we would know about it, like around the globe. Especially considering that we fucking hate China and Russia anyway. And if they were fucking around with nukes, like, I feel like our media would, like, the State Department has no reason not to leak that shit to terrify people. Our global adversaries are escalating in the nuclear arms race. But maybe there's some information that I'm not privy to. I don't know. How would our media know? What do you mean? Chatter. There is global mechanisms that will be triggered in the extremely unlikely scenario of a nuclear bomb going off anywhere around the world. And as far as I know, I don't think there's any successful mechanism of hiding like the global radiation that takes place. That's why I gave you the example of like the people who own Kodak films recognizing that something was wrong without even knowing what it was. When the first atom bomb was tested out, we now know what patterns to look for, unless there's some new technology. Like, I know there's underground testing, but underground testing doesn't stop. You need to explain it more simply. When the first atom bomb was launched, it changed the globe. Like, it changed like the chemistry of the globe permanently. That is why for like radiation, for specific metals that aren't radiation poisoned around the world, there's an extraction for pre-atom bomb like metals that people extract from pre-World War II ships, for example, that are underwater. And the reason for why they look for that steel to use in like the MRI machines and things like that is because every single piece of steel around the world changed after the first atom bomb was tested. It contaminated everything. I'm using that as an example of what kind of pattern to look out for if there was consistent nuclear bomb testing happening. I believe, as far as we know, the last nuclear testing took place in like 1992 or something, or no, pre-1992. Like nuclear testing went away with the end of the Cold War. Between the United States and Russia, or any of our major adversaries.